Welcome to English Language Academy, The Clockmaker's Last Secret. English Story Chapter 1, The Old Shop. In the quiet village of Wrenwood, hidden between the tall, whispering trees, stood a small, weathered clock shop. It was run by Mr. Eli Benson, a man known for his gentle smile and deep, kind eyes. His shop was full of old wooden clocks, each with a different story, each with a voice that ticked and talked in the stillness. Mr. Benson had been a clockmaker for over 60 years. His hands were steady and strong, but his hair had turned white as snow. The villagers loved him, and the children would often peek through the window to see him working, eyes wide with wonder. But Mr. Benson had a secret, one that he kept hidden for many years. It was a secret that, if discovered, would change Wrenwood forever. Chapter 2, The Mysterious Client. One rainy afternoon, a stranger came to the shop. He was tall, with a sharp suit and eyes as dark as the night. His voice was low and smooth. "Mr. Benson," he said, "I need your help." Mr. Benson looked up, surprised. He had not seen this man before. "How may I assist you?" "There is an old clock that no one has been able to fix. It's said to be magical." The stranger's eyes glimmered with excitement. Mr. Benson's heart thumped in his chest. He knew exactly which clock the man spoke of. It was the eclipse clock, a piece he had worked on many years ago but never finished. No one knew about it, except for him. Chapter 3, The Tale of the Eclipse Clock. Many years ago, Mr. Benson had found an ancient, dusty clock in the attic of an old, forgotten house. It was made of dark wood and was decorated with strange, twisting patterns. The clock had two faces, one showing the sun, the other the moon. He had spent months trying to understand its purpose. One night, he had a strange dream. A woman with silver hair and a voice like wind spoke to him. "Finish the eclipse clock, and you will unlock a power that the world has never known." Mr. Benson woke up that morning with the words in his heart, but he had never managed to complete it. He feared what might happen if he did. Chapter 4, The Choice. The stranger leaned forward. "If you finish the eclipse clock, I will reward you with gold beyond your dreams." Mr. Benson felt the weight of the decision pressing on him. He could almost hear the voice from his dream whispering in his ear again. He thought of the people of Wrenwood, the life he had lived in peace. What if the clock brought trouble? But the stranger's eyes glimmered with a promise of something more. Mr. Benson's curiosity won over his caution. "I will try," he said. Chapter 5, Secrets and Surprises. The next few days were filled with work. Mr. Benson took apart the eclipse clock piece by piece, dusting off forgotten gears and polishing the old wood. His hands worked faster than they had in years, and the sound of ticking filled the shop with a rhythm that seemed alive. One day, as the sun set, he discovered a hidden compartment. Inside was a small silver key with an engraving that read, "For the heart that dares." Mr. Benson realized that the clock was not just a machine, it was a doorway. A doorway to something he could not yet understand. Chapter 6, The Awakening. On the night of the full moon, Mr. Benson placed the key into the clock. It clicked, and for the first time, the clock chimed. It was a sound unlike any he had ever heard, filled with warmth and power. Suddenly, a light burst from the clock, illuminating the room. The silver-haired woman from his dream appeared in the glow. "You have done it, Eli," she said, her eyes filled with pride. "What is this?" he whispered. "This is the heart of the eclipse," she said. "It holds the power to change fate." Chapter 7, The Power of Choice. The next morning, the stranger returned. His eyes were filled with greed as he saw the clock glowing. "It's mine now," he said, reaching for the key. Mr. Benson's heart pounded. He had to decide, give in to temptation or protect the secret. "No," he said, "this clock belongs to Wrenwood." The stranger lunged, but the light from the clock shone brighter, pushing him back. The woman appeared again, her silver hair glistening. "You have chosen wisely," she said. The stranger's face turned pale, and he disappeared into thin air. Chapter 8: A New Dawn. Mr. Benson knew he had to hide the eclipse clock again, but this time he would make sure it would never be found by those with bad intentions. He locked it in a hidden room in his shop, behind a wall of books. And so, life in Wrenwood returned to normal. The clock still ticked and talked, and the village remained quiet and peaceful. But every now and then, when the moon was full, Mr. Benson would hear a soft chime, as if the eclipse clock whispered a promise in the night. And Mr. Benson smiled, knowing that some secrets were worth keeping. The end. Thanks for watching English Language Academy. Subscribe now.